Welcome to Voice of Hope. I'm John Gardner. I am baffled as to why it's so difficult to ethically source product, especially for 83 of the world's largest and most profitable corporations, such as Nike, Apple, Coca-Cola, Sony, BMW, Volkswagen, and Gap, and many, many more. These are the very companies that pay celebrities to lecture the American public on oppression. It's hard to stomach Nike representatives LeBron James and Colin Kaepernick possibly profiting off of Uyghur slave labor picking cotton for Nike apparel, while they are simultaneously espousing public concern for social justice issues. Then there's Apple CEO Tim Cook saying Apple must do more in regards to racism in America, but lobbying against legislation aimed at stopping forced labor in China. Apple was quick to deplatform the social media company Parler after the Capitol riot, but will not disassociate from Communist China. Deutsche Bank cut ties with President Trump after January 6th, but will not sanction or block financial transactions between Communist China and corporations like Apple and Nike that do business with the CCP, in spite of the overwhelming evidence of slave labor, human rights violations, and the forced organ harvesting going on against the followers of the Falun Gong, a peaceful religion. How do these people hold the moral high ground in our society? And where is cancel culture on this? I felt a whole new word or idea needed to be created to define this bald-faced hypocrisy. So I sent a submission to the Oxford English Dictionary for a new word. That word is stealth slavery. Definition: any individual, collective, corporation, or country who surreptitiously benefits from the work of slave labor while simultaneously espousing public concern for social justice issues. See hypocrite. The creation of the new word stealth slavery came about similarly to how the newer word greenwashing probably came to be, which was the direct result of a new form of hypocrisy orbiting the environmental movement. The behavior of corporations and Hollywood celebrities regarding the slavery in Communist China is a nauseating hypocrisy that demands a new definition or specific term so journalists can begin to address it beyond the elegantly dishonest forced labor or modern slavery terminology the media is currently applying to the oldest practice of every society in the history of civilization: plain, old-fashioned, evil slavery. To call slavery forced labor criminally eases the collective mind to dismiss the reality of the atrocities taking place. Why does the media do this? To soften the thought? Modern slavery is a term which combines a positively connotative word, modern, with slavery. They don't go together. Let there be no doubt that the world is seeing the evil face of slavery rise to be accepted, as long as it's categorized inoffensively with wordplay by the media. Here is the truth of what is happening in Communist China, and I quote an interview by Epoch Times' Yom Yakelik with Benedict Rogers. Many of the hallmarks of the Holocaust are there. Not only the slave labor, but evidence of a campaign of forced sterilization. Scenes of people with their heads shaved, being loaded onto trains. And of course, the extensive concentration camps in the Xinjiang region, where it's said that at least 1 million, perhaps as many as 3 million, are incarcerated and severely tortured and subjected to sexual violence and many other abuses. Now here's how you, as an American, can take action to end stealth slavery and stop the corporations who are enabling this. Your dollar is the master of the corporation. Practice discipline. Stop seeing the movies from Hollywood by these social justice hypocrites that will not call out stealth slavery because their film is funded with money from Communist China. Stop buying Nike and Gap or Volkswagen and all the others. Tell Tim Cook to take a stand with meaningful action to reshore manufacturing in the United States, where labor laws prevent stealth slavery. Take action with your dollar to create a world free of stealth slavery. Use hashtag stealth slavery and call out those companies engaging in this practice on social media. Resubmit my stealth slavery definition to the Oxford English Dictionary so they cannot ignore the new term, because they are. Many politicians benefit from stealth slavery. You'll know them because they will not divest from Communist China or speak or act against the CCP, but they will howl about the injustices in America, creating a distraction from their own financial gains while enabling stealth slavery. Vote, but know who you're voting for, because a vote for these politicians is endorsing slavery. Communist China is a superpower funded on the backs of slave labor, behaving like a transnational criminal organization, operating as a labor pimp to the world's most profitable corporations. and glorified by social justice celebrities. I call on all citizens and governments of the world to terminate any and all ties with Communist China, to decouple, and to condemn stealth slavery. This is the Voice of Hope, and I'm John Gardner.